Hello and welcome to the PES News at 10. Our top story tonight: dramatic scenes in the village of Sanford yesterday when police arrested 15 and 2 people died after a fierce gun battle broke out between police and members of the Neighbourhood Watch Alliance. The fighting began when newly appointed Sergeant Nicholas Angel arrived in the village centre on horseback and was met by a series of gunshots from the village residents. The shooting soon became out of control and police support was requested in the form of Constable Danny Butterman. Angel and Butterman soon became involved in a pursuit with Inspector Frank Butterman, who was later exposed as being the leader of the Neighbourhood Watch Alliance, who have been found guilty for a string of murders within the village. The fighting eventually ended in a road traffic collision at the model village and ended with the arrests of all 15 members of the Neighbourhood Watch. Since then, the Sanford Police Service have been praised for their performance in handling the violence and preventing any further deaths to the suspects and general public. Angel and Butterman have also since been awarded the Queen's Police Medal for their gallantry in the line of duty. The police are portrayed in a good light by the general public as well, as the village residents have expressed their gratitude to the police force for not only preventing the violence from continuing any further, but also catching those responsible for the deaths of Joyce Cooper, Tim Messenger, Martin Blur, Eve Draper and George Merchant, an investigation that has been ongoing for some time. The police have been described as being quick and effective in taking down the suspects and preventing any unnecessary loss of life, having a large amount of support and resources. Many elderly residents have stated that they feel much safer thanks to the police, who made door-to-door calls to ensure public safety and well-being after the fighting ended. However, many questions have now been raised about the corruption within the force, with many from the IPCC asking questions about how the inspector became the leader of a violent cult. The police have now launched their own investigation into the matter, and the Sanford Police Service have stated that they will concentrate on improving the authenticity of their ranks. This shows the service in a bad light. However, reports have stated that most of the feedback from the public has been positive.
In other news, the security deposit vaults in Hatton Gardens were broken into over the weekend. Police suspect that the heist took place over the whole period of the holiday weekend. We also informed that the suspects may have gotten away with up to £200 million worth of jewellery. However, the police have arrested 8 suspects ranging from the ages of 48 to 76. Despite this, the Met are also in some trouble. This comes after it was found that they did not respond to an alarm that was set off while the heist was taking place. It is said that they did not follow the procedure for such events and deemed that the situation was not worthy of a response. These recent events have shown the police in a bad light and has given the public services a bad name. This is because the police should have responded to the call, as it was a call for an intruder alert, but chose not to, as they felt the call did not need a response. The Met have apologised for their mistake. Despite these events, it has still had a negative impact on the public services and the public's perception of the police. The police have portrayed themselves in a negative light. This is because they should have responded to the call but didn't, and doing this has shown that the police were not doing their job properly. It should have been a standard response from the police, but it wasn't, and this means that the public now think that the police cannot do their job properly, which is shedding a bad light on the public services and the police. If they had responded to the call, then it would have shown that the police in a positive manner, but because they didn't, they are now being questioned on their actions. The police will now need to focus on getting enough evidence to properly charge all of the suspects. They will have to ensure that from here onwards they make the correct decisions during the investigation and ensure that they do not miss anything vital to the investigation. Doing this may shed the Met in a more positive light.